Hi everybody, it's Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, and I teach watercolor, and today we are doing our Let's Make Art Matter card for the month of June. Now this one we decided to make it more special and specific to you, so we didn't pick out a recipient, but we instead wanted you to pick out a recipient that was someone that's important to your life. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a play off of our prickly pear cactus, and I'm actually going to do like this kind of prickly pear desert scene. Is what I'm thinking. Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. You picked up two, so I went for ooh and ah.
It was perfect.
Thank you.
We have Keenan working the cameras.
Hello.
And if you're not aware what our Let's Make Art Matter is, we have a watercolor subscription box, and inside each of those subscription boxes we include a postcard that is pre-addressed and pre-stamped. We all paint a picture together and we send it to that recipient so they can get an art hug, pretty much. Like just an I love you, we're thinking about you, you know, because life is hard. So like, let's help each other, you know? So usually we pick out a specific person, but this one we decided to leave it blank so then you can choose someone that's meaningful for you. You can do it in honors of Father's Day, but we understand that maybe not everybody has someone to send this to, so then just think of someone that you want to say thank you to. That's it.
That's excellent.
Okay, so we are going to be doing this project in 3 steps. So first we're just going to be painting in our sky. Then we will paint in our like background or the land.
The desert.
The desert. Thank you, Keenan.
You're welcome.
And then we'll be doing our prickly pear cactus in the foreground. Now this is a very loose painting. Try to have fun, try and keep it light. And I just want to say that like when we give art, we're kind of nervous because one, that's a very scary thing to do. And also we have this expectation that if it's not perfect, then like the person won't appreciate it. But I want to say that when it comes to postcards and what we do for this, the whole intention is not for it to be this like gorgeous piece of art. The intention is for us to be thinking about someone else and let them know that we are thinking about them. And sometimes we can do that with words, but for me personally, I'm always afraid to say the wrong thing, or I'm afraid that I want them to know I'm thinking about them and I care about them, but I don't want to offend them with, you know, me not being able to say the right thing. So sometimes I don't say anything at all, and then that's worse because then like they don't know that I'm caring about them. So this is an opportunity where we can use art to say I'm thinking about you, and hopefully it's just they'll feel that love and intention, and they can, I don't know, hopefully benefit from that. That's the whole point. All I'm saying is this doesn't have to be perfect. The perfect painting doesn't solve the problems. It's the love behind the thought, you know, and I really believe that if we can stick together and support each other and show kindness to each other, then we can do so much. So you don't have to paint this. You can paint whatever you want. This is just, I know sometimes it's tricky coming up with ideas, so the whole idea is to help you come up with an idea. I just said idea like 5 times. 4 times. Okay, so I'm using the colors from our June subscription box. Specifically, I'm using fuchsia, pine green, deep blue, honey brown, and amethyst. So all 5 colors.
Wow.
I know.
On such a small canvas.
And I'm going to start by doing a wash. Now, I'm just going to like roughly put out my prickly pear cactus before I paint my background, just so I kind of know where things are going. Now, with this prickly pear cactus that we did our June project on, there was no outline. We're keeping it rough. So just kind of do some roundish rock shapes. And, you know, you can have them layered. Kind of like that.
Nice.
It's supposed to look rough. It's okay. So then like now, and if you want to put the landscape in too, you can. So if we have like the desert, and here's a far away kind of like hill, mountain, and another one. Okay? But this is your painting. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm going to start with a little bit of fuchsia mixed with a little bit of amethyst. And I'm going to add water to that because I want it to be a lighter value. So using my round 6, I'm going to start by putting in this pink. Now I'm gonna work quickly here, because if you take too long and let the paint and water dry, your color transitions are not gonna be as smooth. So like just like almost challenge yourself. How fast can I, how fast can I paint? That reminds me of the, what is it called? Like the limbo, how low can you go?
How low can you go?
Yes. And then I'm gonna mix a little bit of honey brown in with my fuchsia to get kind of like a peachy color. And I'm gonna mix that. Now you can overlap your cactus a little bit because it's a lighter value. And then I'm gonna just kind of keep adding honey brown to that peachy mixture to turn it more warm.
That is a good color.
Isn't that just like such a pretty deserty
Yeah.
color?
Gives me like a post-apocalyptic vibe.
Yes, totally. Okay, there's step one.
Which is really a great card to send someone if you're thinking about it. I just was thinking of you and the post-apocalyptic
Desert.
Just thinking of you.
It's fine.
That's just Keenan's rendition.
Well, my parents, I have a blended family, so I have a lot of family, and it might be really confusing if you guys are trying to keep up. You might not be, but anyways, I have a set of parents that live in Arizona, and so like this actually reminds me so much of my family, because I remember going out there in the summers and seeing like the gorgeous sunsets in Arizona with the cactus. And even though it's kind of like a desolate landscape because it's dry and hot, like the colors in the sky were so beautiful. Some of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. And so like, I get what you're saying, but also this does remind me of my family.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's do our ground, the land part. So we're gonna mix a brown. So I'm gonna do honey brown, and honey brown is actually very vibrant brown, almost like a gold, very yellow, very vibrant, which is beautiful, but I wanna tone that down a little bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit of purple.
Sarah, I'd like to talk about how I'm curious as to why you're struggling with the word land and ground.
I don't know.
Okay. You can use either one of those.
I really am struggling with it. Thanks for calling that out, Keenan.
You're welcome. I'm here for you.
In front of all my friends. Sorry about him. You get used to him after a while. Okay, I'm gonna grab the fuchsia and add that, because honey brown also has kind of like a green undertone, even though it's very gold, it kind of has like undertones of green. So I'm gonna add some fuchsia to counteract that, because those are complementary colors. Okay. That's feeling pretty good. Let's see what happens when I add a little bit of blue. Ooh, yeah, I like that. That's turning to like a darker brown.
Wow.
That feels...
I was not prepared for the blue. That was a curveball. Straight out of left center field.
Okay, so now I got my brown, and I'm just gonna paint my foreground here. And I like to just paint the top and then use water to blend it out. Like so. And if you want to do like, you know, drops of honey brown in there to warm it up, or maybe like, let's just see what happens if we put a little bit of purple in there. Ooh, that's cool. That's pretty.
What?
Okay.
Whoa.
And then that same brown, I'm just gonna take it, pull it to like an empty part in my palette, and add water to it to make it a lighter value. And I kind of like how this is like orangish. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna grab some of that magenta yellow and add that to the mixture, like kind of warm it up a bit. But like if you wanna do like a cooler ground instead of like, I'm doing like browns and warms, if you wanna do like blues and stuff, but like desaturated blues, like grays, you can do that too. You know what I mean? Like, just play with it.
That makes me think of more of a shadowed hill.
Yeah.
Versus like a sun-exposed hill.
Yep. So you just want to make sure that it's a lighter value than the foreground you put down, than this ground. You just want to make sure it's kind of lighter. And you just do that by adding water. And if you have too much water on your brush from adding the water to lighten it up, touch your brush on your paper towel. That will absorb the extra water. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one going this way. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Now we're gonna do our cactus, prickly pear cactus. So I have pine green here, and pine green is a gorgeous green, but it's very cool, which means it's kind of like it has blue undertones, and I want this cactus to feel a little bit drier, and I want it to match the warmth of the painting that I have going on. So I'm going to add some honey brown to this, and you see what a vibrant green that makes, but it's like more yellow. So I want to tone down how vibrant this green is, because I don't want this to be like bam green, you know what I mean? Like, the best way I can say it is, in Missouri, because of how humid and moist it is here, the green is vibrant. It is like like the field and the trees, like they're such a bright green. It's beautiful. In like drier areas, I feel like the greens are kind of a brown green a little bit, because they're a little bit more dry. So that's the kind of green I'm going for. So I have this super vibrant green, which I don't think would match this kind of desert landscape. So I'm going to desaturate the green using fuchsia. So I'm gonna mix some fuchsia in there. See how that browns it up? Like, that is a nice desaturated green.
It is nice.
So I'm gonna take that green and start painting my cactus shapes. Now you can go with your rough drawing. You can like go off from that. Like, if you're painting and you're like, actually, I think it'd be cooler if I did this shape, do it. That kind of looks like a person.
Totally.
That's cool.
You ever seen the movie Galaxy Quest? It's a weird one.
I don't know if I have.
Well, in it, there's this rock formation monster, and before you painted these green, totally made me think of that.
Really?
Yeah.
So this one is going to be covered up by this cactus, so I'm not really paying attention to the left-hand side, because it's going to be covered up anyway. I just realized, though, that these are like the same exact shape. Did you see that I just did that?
They're twins.
I didn't mean to do that.
Maybe they are humans.
And so you can leave them. For me, though, I kind of want to like mess it up a little bit. It makes me, I don't know, it's kind of like making me uncomfortable that they're exactly the same.
That's weird.
So I'm just going to kind of like add some stuff to these.
Nice.
Kind of try and change it up, so then it like they can be their own little thing. And like cactus, and especially prickly pear cactus, are really funky, and they really like grow and layer on top of each other. So like, if you're worried about your cactus looking weird, like, it exists somewhere like that. It like cactus are cool. They're super funky shaped. And if you want to, like, you know, I just drop in some honey brown in there to warm it up. Okay, that's pretty dry, so I can do my cactus on top of this one now. And I'm still just using my round 6, but if you have other brushes you want to use, feel free. It's your painting. It's your life. You can do whatever you want.
Oh man, you could do a post-apocalyptic version of this with like the St. Louis Arch in the background.
Oh, that would be cool. That reminds me of like Blade Runner. Have you seen the new Blade Runner?
No.
Well, Keenan, it's really good. But the landscapes are, it is post-apocalyptic, and it's like really cool. But
like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Like Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when that dries, you can do the little spikes. So I'm gonna switch to my round 2. And like, you can just kind of, basically I just want a darker value than what I have here. So I'm gonna mix kind of like a dark brown, almost black. You do that by just mixing pretty much all your colors together. Now, wherever it's dry, those spikes are going to stay sharp. And wherever it's wet, the spikes are going to bleed. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's going to start to like fuzz out. But maybe you don't want to do spikes. You know what I mean? Like, this is the fun thing about trying stuff and being an artist. Like, you get to make up the rules. You can even do this in totally opposite colors. There's this, gosh, I wish I can remember her name. She's a painter right now. She's a contemporary painter, and she does landscapes, but the colors she uses are very different than like what we would see in nature. She goes with these like really vibrant purples and pinks when she's doing like a forest scene. I really wish I can remember her name, but it's gorgeous work, just really beautiful. And I just want to give you guys that permission and freedom to play with things like that. I think that when we're first learning art, we associate being good at it with how realistic we can make something look. And there's value to that. That's an important aspect of being able to paint and draw, is understanding color mixing and form and composition. But then you get to a point where like you basically can create your own worlds, and you're free from the limitations of our reality, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, like that's exciting to me. That's also why I love, I don't know, abstract art, and I love the opportunity to make people think or experience something new. Okay, that's our cactus. That is our desert prickly pear landscape cactus. So I hope you had fun with this. I did. It was pretty quick. So, you know, just take some time, grab a friend, grab a family member, paint a postcard for somebody that you care about. Just let them know you're thinking about them. And if there is someone that you think would be, that would benefit from Let's Make Art Matter, we have a nomination form. You can find it on our website at letsmakeart.com. And if you need any of these supplies, you can also find them on our website. And I really appreciate you guys painting with me. It's such a joy. So I'll see you later. Bye.